everyone, and welcome to my channel. Tonight I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I normally do, and we're going to do a baking segment on how to bake a really easy no-knead bread. I know this has been a craze for a while now, so a few months ago I went on a journey trying to find something easy. I know I didn't want to go into sourdough just due to the fact I have enough mouths to feed. I didn't need to feed something else every day and go down that journey. So I just wanted to find something that tasted really good, that was easy, no fuss, and that my family would love. And I found it, so I'm going to share with you guys today. So I already have our first ingredient in here, which is just flour, 3.5 cups of flour. Now I'm using a mixer with a dough hook. This could be done just with your hands if that's all you have, and that's perfectly fine. Again, it's a pretty forgiving recipe. The next thing, all that we are needing is to take a full packet of rapid yeast and pour that right in there. Then I do a full tablespoon of sugar. Just kind of do that all around. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. And then after that, the last ingredient that you need for this is 1.5 cups of warm water. That's literally it. Like I said, very easy. So I just turn this on. We're going to slowly incorporate the water. Let that start moving around. Like I said, when I mean easy, I mean easy. I wanted something that I could throw together really quick, either by myself or with my kids, and they could help. And something that wasn't going to take hours and hours of preparation and hands-on stuff to make it happen. So once this is done, it does take a minute just to get it all incorporated. Once you get the base of this, another thing I love about this recipe is that you can add in anything you want. My favorite thing to do, which I'm going to do today, is making a garlic parmesan rosemary bread, which is really good and savory. I love doing it with pastas. Another thing that I also really think would be good is doing a sweet one with some chocolate chips or cinnamon. Anything you really like would be perfect for this. Again, a very forgiving recipe. So because it's starting to get incorporated, I'm going to add in my ingredients that I wanted to do today. This, as far as extra stuff goes, I measure with my heart, so whatever looks good to you, just do it. If you really like garlic, add more, add less, whatever works for you. A little bit of rosemary. Have shredded parmesan as well. Just let that do its thing. If you want to throw all of the extra ingredients in before you add the water, that works too. Either way is perfectly fine, so long as you give it time to incorporate. And as you can see, it's already formed, it's ready to go. Everything is completely off the sides. So we're going to pull that up, let that sit for a minute. I also like that it cleans up so well, it's really no extra cleanup. So then I come over here with just a big bowl because it does need to rise for a little bit. I would say at minimum, you're going to want to let this rise for an hour. If you have a couple extra hours, that's fine. If you get distracted and it sits for a long time, that's fine too. Again, an extremely forgiving recipe. I think the sweet spot for me is usually around 2 hours that I like to do it. So I'd say about a tablespoon worth of olive oil that I put in here, and I use my hand just to move it around, make sure you cover all the sides. And the reason I use my hand for this is that it kind of already has a coating when I pull the dough out of the mixer. So it can get a little bit on the dough as well. See, as you can see, it's already good to go. So you don't even need to knead it. You don't need to do anything extra with it. Just kind of form it into a ball, which it pretty much already is. You're gonna place it down in there. Just leave it like that. And then you're gonna come over here. You can either put a towel over it. I like to do cling wrap. So that's what we're gonna use today. If it'll work for me. And then what I like to do with this is set it and forget it. I put it on top of my refrigerator, a nice warm place. It's out of the way of my kiddos trying to mess with it, or my cat, or anything like that. So just put it up out of the way, and then go about your business for a couple hours, and then come back and we will finish up. We are now about a half hour out from when I want to get this in the oven. So I got the oven preheated and put my Dutch oven that the bread is going to go into the oven for a half hour at 500 degrees. And once this is finished heating up, we will come back and we will get the bread in there and get that cooking as well. We are back in the kitchen now. I got out some parchment paper, which we are going to use to put the bread in. I grab this off of my fridge, show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like when it's risen, so you can see that. Out of here. You still really don't even need to fuss with it that much. So we're just going to put it down on the parchment paper. What I like to do with this is I cut all of the corners off of it just so that it fits into my Dutch oven a little easier. Kind of gives you something to anchor onto when you pull it out after it's done cooking. Okay, now you're going to take the Dutch oven out of the stove. It's going to be very, very hot. Something you are going to want to do, get this out of the way so you can see, is grab a really sharp knife. It's probably a little overkill, but we're going to roll with it. And you're just going to make some slits down the middle. If you want to get fancy and make a cool design, you can. I kind of usually do a leaf design going down it. So just a straight line down the middle, and then some just diagonals off of that straight line. Okay. And then we're gonna come back over here, bring this a little closer, because like I said, it is very, very hot. I'm just gonna drop this straight down. Lid wasn't in the oven with it, so we're okay there. Okay, make sure the lid is on nice and tight. And we're gonna put this back into the oven. We're gonna drop the heat down to 450 now. Okay, and then let this cook for a half hour. Reset that. At about that half hour mark, you're going to take the lid off of it and then you're gonna leave it in for another 5-ish minutes, but at that point you're gonna wanna watch it until it's like a nice golden brown to your liking. And then we will come back once that is finished. Okay, we are back. And I pulled this out of the oven about a half hour ago, but I wanted to let it sit before cutting into it to show you all. That is a very important tip. Do not cut into this when you first pull it out of the oven. No matter how good it looks, no matter how good it smells, you need to let it sit. Okay, so like I said, at least a half hour. If you can do longer than that, even better. So I just finished cutting into this so I could show you the inside. And there we go. Perfectly yummy bread. Pretty hands off other than when you mix it in the very beginning and then have to put it in the oven. Let it sit, a lot of downtime, and there you go. Easy, easy recipe for artisan bread. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for little shorts throughout the week of other little baking tips I'm going to get you. I'm also going to teach you how to make homemade butter, which is one ingredient, so stay tuned and subscribe for later in the week when we touch on that. I hope you all enjoyed this and have fun baking.